Good morning, Huntington. How are you this morning? We are here live in our weather office to talk to you about the winter weather and what's going on out there right now, guys. So this is a heavily compacted snow that we're seeing out there today. Just went out and remeasured. So compacted, we're looking at 4 inches. We've had about 6 inches fall so far. And what does that mean for us? That means that estimations were wrong. Now, like we mentioned yesterday, things may measure smaller than what we actually get. So let's talk a little bit about what we have going on right now. We're going to pop up the radar here. As you'll see on your screen, it's over there. So that's the current radar. You can see I'm using the NOAA radar right now, primarily because my radar is not working. But you can see this line here through Missouri and Illinois where there's a dry line starting to form, and it is slowly starting to push east. All these green spots, these are heavier bands of snow. And like I said, this will give us some heavier snow bands as we go out throughout the morning. I am expecting things to start to die down after we get past noon. We should start to really see this die down by 4 p.m. What does that mean for us? The earlier estimations that we had, 7 to 8 inches of snow, you'll see scrolling down across the bottom of your screen, is officially no more. So we're going to go ahead and update that right now. And let me know what you guys think. We're going to save it. And we're going to show it. So 10 to 11 inches of snow. That's based off of weather models as well on what we are seeing for this. So we have another 4 to 7 inches of snow coming our way currently with this system. So we have 4 inches measuring on the ground. We have 6 inches that has fallen. And with another 4 to 7 inches, I don't see that we could get in that 13-inch realm. And I'm actually talking about snow that has fallen. Right now we're measuring about 4.5 just outside the weather office on our weather table. So keep that in mind. Now looking at the GFS, like I said, by 1 o'clock, things are going to start to lighten up a little bit. And then by, 4 o'clock, things are going to really start to lighten up. And then it's out of here by 7 o'clock. So that's really what we're looking at. Now, the problem is, and we'll talk about that right now, we can look at the temperature and the wind barbs. So we can see currently the wind's not too terrible. If you get out there, I don't recommend driving at all. We'll get out and do road conditions here in just a little bit. But as we go throughout the morning here and into the afternoon, we can see that we get that southern flow still, but it's not going to help us long. The heavier winds are going to pick in. They're going to come in from the east. The closer these are together, the heavier our winds are going to be. And then the absolute brutal cold. So we can see that we're going to have some heavy winds coming in. And it's just going to be bonkers because this snow is going to do nothing but just blow around. And then the temperatures are going to be absolutely dangerous coming up for the next week. So we can see that we're going to be in the negatives with the wind chill most of the time, negative 13, negative 20, and possibly even further into the negative with those winds and the temperatures being so brutally cold. And this is through the beginning of February. And you can notice we are just absolutely socked in. And then not until I think it was the 6th when we start to finally see, okay, the 3rd, we start to see a little bit of relief. And this is still the wind chill index, but then we get socked in again. So not a whole lot of relief coming up in the future as far as temperatures go. We can actually look at real world temperatures here. This is going to be the big talk of the town coming up just because it's going to be so brutally cold. and we are absolutely just socked in. We're basically in the bullseye for this polar vortex. Is just stuck right over us. So, we expect this every year. This one seems to be sticking around a little bit longer than normal, which is okay. Nothing we can do about it, I guess. So there's that little bit of relief come the 1st of February. We get into the 30s finally, and then by the 5th or 6th, I think it is, there it is. We start to get sucked right back into it by the 7th. Hopefully, then we start to see a little bit of relief after that. So we are in the polar vortex. Now, looking at why I'm talking about different snowfall totals, this is what we've had so far. And then we go through the rest of the day today. Let's change this a little bit. Go into the Midwest here. Sorry, I'm just really stuffy today for some reason. But you can see that this into Monday, as it's 9 to 10 inches here in Huntington County. So that is important to watch for. And then we look at the snow depth change. Because it's going to compact 7 to 8. So keep that in mind as you get out throughout your day. Do not travel today. This is a day where it's important to stay home. Let the people get out and do their job. Don't get stuck in the ditch. And it's definitely a milk and bread morning today. So keep that in mind as you get out throughout your day today. If you need something, let's try to wait until late this evening or even tomorrow. Let the road crews get out and do what they need to do. We're going to go out and show you a little bit of the road conditions today here in a little bit. I'm not firm on getting in the way of anything, so I do plan on being careful. I did hear that this morning there was a plow truck on 200 East that smacked a telephone pole, and some power lines were down, which is unfortunate. Hopefully nobody's lost power for too long as they work that out. And because it is just way too cold for that. Hopefully you guys have a kerosene heater or a backup way to get some heat in case we do lose power once the winds do pick up a little bit here. Let's see what they're saying about what we have wind-wise coming up. So currently it's 9 degrees and the wind chill is -7. We are going to have another cold weather advisory for tonight and tomorrow. I expect many more of those. Winds are going to be 10 to 15 miles per hour, gusts as high as 20 miles per hour. Like we said, this is a very light snow, so we'll see a lot of drifting, and that is unfortunate. And then after the snow does move out, we do run the risk of a little bit of lake effect snow. Up towards the lake, they're talking about 1 to 3 inches of snow. We might get a dusting out of it. Once you get over 3 inches of snow, the total accumulation doesn't really matter. And then let's get into this a little bit here. So once we're looking into tonight, new snow accumulation of less than ½ an inch possible. That's going to be that lake effect that's coming through. Tomorrow, partly sunny and cold. That sunny part right there is what's going to help this snow kind of drag down a little bit and not blow as much. It's still probably going to do that with winds 10 to 15 miles per hour and gusts as high as 25 miles per hour come Monday. And then Monday night, it's going to be partly cloudy. It's going to be absolutely frigid, low around -3, wind chill values as low as -20. That's what we were just talking about on the weather models there. So we're still going to have that blowing snow with gusts as high as 25 miles per hour. And then looking at Tuesday, absolutely cold again with wind gusts as high as 30 miles per hour with only a high near 18. That's going to put those wind chills during the day in the negatives again. And then Tuesday night, a low of -5. Brutally cold wind chills that night as well. So, but the wind has settled down by Tuesday a little bit. So we're just going to have to keep an eye on it as we go on throughout the week. But that's going to be the discussion that we have: -5, -3, -3, and tonight a low of 1. The good thing is we're going to get a little bit of insulation from this snow, so I do expect this temperatures to change a little bit. So keep that in mind. So we currently are under a winter storm warning for our area. And I apologize for all the communication on this one. This has been a moving target. It's been absolutely bonkers. And if you're wondering why, you can see this just absolute funnel of moisture down here in the Gulf. And then it was also coming from the Pacific. So this was a really hard forecast to actually nail down. And I'm happy to say that not only was it a moving target for me and very difficult to forecast, but it was very difficult for everybody else as well. Yeah, by the time this is all said and done, like I said, we're going to have 10 to 11 inches of snow actually fall. And what does that mean? That means we're probably going to measure between 6 and 7 inches of snow on the ground, maybe even a little bit more. And then we're going to catch those snow drifts and whatnot. So keep that in mind. We're going to get out. We're going to do a little bit of road conditions. We're going to give the sun a little bit more time to get out and do its thing. And we'll see you guys on the road. I encourage you to stay home today. I've got a lot of experience driving in this stuff. Just remember, don't get stuck in the ditch. It's not worth going out today, guys. If you do get stuck, call 911 because it is an emergency in these temperatures, and get somebody out there to help you as quickly as possible. But your best avenue of approach currently is to stay home. And then I think we're still under yellow. I do expect that to hopefully change. Let me take a look. Yes, we are still yellow. I'm going to get out and do a little bit of road conditions. We'll see if the Huntington County Emergency Management will get on and watch, and hopefully talk to the county commissioners, get us up to an orange at least. We'll see how the plow companies have kept up with the snowfall overnight, and we'll see how 24 looks and everything else. All right, barring any questions, I'm going to hop off here. I'm going to get some coffee down my gullet, and we are going to go check out the roads here in a little bit. And just a quick little tour here. This is the mug that Don made for Huntington County Storm Chasers. It's my favorite way to drink coffee at this point. So check out Java Jester if you would like some pretty funny coffee mugs. I think I've got his links posted. So thanks, Melinda. So yeah, so we're gonna head out. We're gonna get out in the road here shortly, and we'll keep you informed. I'm gonna stick to the city. Like I said, I do have some neck issues. I'm not feeling froggy enough to get out in the county. I'm really not supposed to be getting out all that much anyway. So yeah, so we'll see you guys soon. All right. Thanks.